Australia, home of the possum, cool surfer dudes, strange lingo, now worries mate, fair dinkum, lots of sunshine and the Bonza Barrier Reef. It's the biggest, most spectacular coral reef in the world, and what's more, every creature is linked to another. Just imagine one huge family tree dating back 18 million years. From the minuscule to the mammoth to the miraculous, they're all connected in Barney's Barrier Reef.
Are you sure about eating all that?
Why?
Have you forgotten what today's show's about?
Why are you dressed like that?
We need to be prepared, Barney, and that includes having a very strong stomach.
What is it about?
Slime, snot, and guts.
Yeah, I'm not hungry anymore. What, slime, snot and guts? Do we have to have all three at once?
Yeah, they're all connected. So here is your slime prevention suit. You're gonna need it because it's time for slime, snot, and guts.
Cool.
So in our world, slime is pretty gross.
Yeah, as is snot and guts. Ew.
But in the fish world, they're all used much more imaginatively.
In fact, they're pretty crucial for survival. It helps them move, eat, sleep, and even protect themselves.
He's snot kidding.
Try and guess the name of this next fish. I bet you won't get it.
Pink wobblefish?
No.
Rocking pink fish?
No, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue.
Ah, rhinoceros fish.
Oh, so close. Now this, in fact, is called the rhinopius fish.
Ah, I can see the resemblance now, although I have never seen a pink rhinoceros.
Yeah, that's down to his pinky, super slimy rhinopius skin.
Ah, so he looks and feels like a pink blancmange.
Yeah, rhinopius, like almost all other fish, produce their own snot, which they use to coat their skin.
Ew, gross. So they make their own snot coat.
Yeah, it's kind of like a layer of slimy snot that moves from the head to the fins and then to the tail.
Why on earth would they want to do that?
Well, dear Gemma, let me explain. The principal function of fish mucus is to remove parasites and dirt from the skin.
Cool, so it's like a snot bath gel, Dr. Barnacles.
Confirmed, Gemma. The snot coat also helps the fish glide smoothly through the water. OK, so our snotty rhinopius comes complete with a slimy mucus coat to help him move, keep him clean and free from infection. Next.
Ah, little baby fish.
They're actually spiny chromis babies. They're a species of damselfish.
I'm not.
Oh, I think they're cute. How come they don't get lost or blown away?
Well, they've got Mummy and Daddy to keep an eye on them. Stay together, stop messing around. Oi, you, come here.
It's good to know parents nag their kids in the ocean too.
Yeah, these parents are very dedicated, but this is not every kid's idea of good parenting.
Oh, yes?
Damselfish produce mucus on their scales, which their babies then nibble on.
Oh, no.
Ew, so they feed off their parents' snot.
Yeah, it's a snot buffet for these little tiddlers.
Yummy.
Gross! I mean, I don't always like my mum's dinners, but that is one meal I would not eat.
Which reminds me of my favourite joke. What's the difference between bogies and broccoli?
I don't know.
Children won't eat broccoli.
The rhinopius fish and the spiny chromis both have ingenious uses for their snot coats.
So the connection is snot jackets.
Ah, well, they're happy little chappies. Who are they?
Meet the cleaner wrasse, dancing around in the reef, letting their customers know they're ready for work. Hello? Anyone want a snot wash?
Ooh, a snot wash. Do you know what? These ocean dudes are a bit snot obsessed, if you ask me.
Well, as we found out already, mucus helps protect fish and keep them clean. But it must taste pretty good too, because these little fishes have a real taste for it.
How do you mean?
Well, the cleaner wrasses spend their whole day nibbling on other fish. It's an I'll scratch your back and you scratch mine type of relationship. The fish line up for their daily scrub, and the cleaner wrasse get to feast on yummy snot.
But why would they want to eat that all day?
Because in the snot are the naphid isopods, otherwise known as deadly parasites. They can make the fish really, really ill. When the superhero wrasses eat the mucus, they also nibble up the nasty isopods from their fishy clients' scales, leaving them nice and germ-free to carry on until the next evil parasite attack. And they don't hang about. Your average wrasse can eat more than 1,000 isopods in a day, and all the snot that goes along with it.
Wow, that is a lot of snot.
Like the spiny chromis, it seems that snot is quite a healthy meal for reef residents like the wrasse.
So the connection is mucus eating. Ooh.
Any more snotty contenders?
Ooh, this is fun. Peekaboo. Ricky Bubsy, free Hardy.
Now, show me someone who doesn't love a clownfish.
Oh, they're so cute. So nice to see them playing.
Well, they certainly look like they're having fun, but they're actually rubbing themselves against the anemone to coat themselves in the anemone's mucus.
Ooh, that feels better. Lovely slime.
Why on earth would they want to do that?
Well, anemones sting, but their mucus protects the clownfish from being stung, which means they can hang out and bounce around without any worries.
Ah, it's another of those symbiotic relationships then.
Yep, and it means that bigger fish who might want to gobble them up can't even go near them.
Why is one fish bigger than the other?
Well, the bigger one is the girl, and the small one is the boy. So the clownfish is yet another mucus addict.
Well, at least they're not eating it.
But their love of snot does link them to the cleaner wrasse, as both use it for their own benefit.
Pretty Polly, pretty Polly. Polly, want a cracker?
The parrotfish. By day, reef rock chompers. By night, serene snot sleepers.
Snot sleepers.
Yep, see that cocoon surrounding him?
Yeah.
Well, that's the parrotfish's very own deluxe snot sleeping bag.
It looks more like a cobweb.
Nope, it's snot all right. This is the parrotfish's bed for the night. Once they've found a nice little space to snuggle into, they actually produce their very own mucus sleeping bag and kind of camp out for the night. They get left alone because the sleeping bag conceals their smell and tastes yucky.
Oh no!
But you haven't heard the best bit. When they get up, they have to eat their way out.
What? They eat their own snot? Ooh, they don't let anything go to waste in this ocean world, do they? Who'd have thought snot could be so useful?
Not everyone's idea of a comfy bed, but it's certainly different.
So, like the cute clownfish, the parrotfish use mucus to help defend themselves. The clownfish cover themselves in the anemone's mucus so they don't get stung, and the parrotfish surround themselves in it to get a good night's kip. So they're both connected by using snot to protect themselves.
What are you doing?
I'm having a bogey. Boogie. A bogey boogie. Get it? Join in.
Moving on, reef cap time. We've slithered all the way from the rocking rhinopeus to the snot-guzzling parrotfish. How are they all connected?
Our snot-covered pinky rhinopeus fish was linked to the baby spiny chromis, who eat snot off their parents' bodies.
Yuck! At least it's mucus from a relative. The cleaner wrasse eats snot off the bodies of loads of different fish.
And the clownfish bathe in anemone mucus, so they can live in their tentacles sting-free.
Clever, but not as clever as making your own snot sleeping bag to keep away enemies.
And then eating it to get out.
Well, waste not, want not. Who's our next slime addict?
Ew! Ew!
Uh-oh, I think this means we're entering severe venomous animal territory.
Oh yes, we're on venom high alert, Gem. Meet the blue-ringed octopus. Now those flashing blue rings mean he is either threatened or excited. There's a crab. Dinner time. Yum.
So he has his own inbuilt warning system.
Yep, and for a very good reason. This is no ordinary octopus. Firstly, he uses saliva to kill his prey.
How can you kill with spit?
Well, when your spit's venomous, of course. It is powerful enough to knock down 26 humans within minutes.
Whoa. Calling Dr. Barnacles.
Well, the octopus has two deadly toxins in its saliva. One to kill its favourite dinner time snack, crabs.
Uh-oh. Oh, useless pincers.
And the other is used against predators like eels as defence. The toxic spit paralyses the crab, allowing the octopus to munch away while it's still alive.
Oh, man. Whoa, so he's like an underwater James Bond villain. Remember, the parrotfish produces a snot sleeping bag that tastes disgusting, and the octopus has disgustingly dangerous spit.
Oh, toxic spit. That's cool.
The parrotfish and blue-ringed octopus are linked because of their toxic spit.
Let's do the crab dance.
Hands in the air.
Let you have leg hair.
Juggle and lift.
For the water to shift.
Scratch and lift.
And wave to Dave.
Hands out, hands together.
Ooh, look at the weather.
Phew, now that was tiring. Where were we?
Well, we're about to find out if the porcelain crab prefers slime, snot, or guts.
Ah, he's a snot fiend, this one. Not only are his hands covered in it, he also covers himself in anemone mucus, like the clownfish. So he too can hang out in the anemone's tentacles.
Oh, this is comfy.
See how his hands are like combs? Well, these are covered in mucus, and this allows him to comb through the water for food, which then stick to his snotty hands, which he then feeds into his mouth.
How cool. Hands that you can stick food to. Now that would be fun. And convenient.
Thanks.
Like the blue-ringed octopus, the porcelain crab uses slimy stuff to feed. But while the blue-ringed octopus has deadly poisonous spit, the porcelain crab uses harmless snot to stick food to his claws.
So the moral of the story is, if he hands you a sandwich, don't eat it. It's got snot on it. Next, please.
Gem, why have I got a feather duster in my hand?
It's a clue to our next animal, but whilst you're there.
Oh, whilst you're there, yeah. Clean up whilst you're there, but it's a clue to the next animal. I know what your game is.
Ah, the little feather duster worms. They're so cute.
What? No, they're worms, Gem. And as we all know, worms are not cute.
These worms are cool.
Yeah, but they're still part of the worm family. Related to those slimy brown ones you find in the soil.
Hold on 1 minute.
I will not tolerate worm discrimination. Worms get a very bad press.
Oh, no.
With people like you going, ew, they're slimy and dirty. But just for the record, worms were here long before we were, and they have some really important jobs to do.
OK. Whoa. Didn't know you felt so passionately about worms, Gem.
Well, it's unfair. They're great recyclers as compost worms, and these guys are no different.
Feather duster worms are like filter feeders, using their feathery hands, or radioles as they're officially called, to pick up food and other bits from the water.
So, what good does that do, Mrs. Overreacting Worm Campaigner?
Well, it helps keep the water clean and pollution-free for a start.
Yeah, but where's the slime factor, Gem? Or do you just like them because they're pretty?
No, they live in a tube made from a kind of snot cement. It's mucus and sand mixed together. The slime is also on their feathery hands. When the feather duster worm filters the water for the particles, some bits go into its mouth and some are used to build the tube it lives in.
A snot tube home?
Yep, worms are quite ingenious.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But these feather duster dirt buster worms are pretty cool with their sticky hands. Hey, I wonder if they stole that idea from the porcelain crab.
Like the porcelain crab, the feather duster worm uses its mucus-covered feathery nets to feed. Can there be any more uses left for snot, I wonder?
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Word of advice, don't ever ask a sea cucumber to do anything urgent. They travel at the speed of 7.5 inches per hour.
Huh? And you had the cheek to have a go at worms?
Oh, hang on, though, I didn't say they weren't talented, Gem.
I'd now like to demonstrate how a sea cucumber eats. Things I do for this show.
The sea cucumber is one slimy geezer. His feet are sticky. Combine that with the fact that he eats sand and you have the easiest eating in the ocean.
There's got to be more to it than that, even for a sea cucumber.
Well, it's not difficult to eat sand when you're travelling on it, but a sea cucumber has several ways of sticky feeding. Some of its tentacles scoop up sand, some are covered in mucus, and so the sand sticks to them. But this is all helped by the fact that the sea cucumber produces loads of snot, so the sand sticks on really easily.
Ew, so they look slimy and snotty.
Gem, for your information, sea cucumbers also serve a very important purpose in the reef. By noshing up the sand, they help filter the sand and keep the reef clean. But the problem is, when they vacuum up that much sand, well, what goes in must come out. Somehow.
Ew, Barney.
Oh, there's more. And for his next trick, he will spew copious amounts of sticky white gunge.
Dare I ask where that's coming from?
His bum.
Naturally, nothing would surprise me with the sea spewcumber.
Now, those sticky white threads are called Fusarian tubules. They're stored in the cucumber's bottom as a defense mechanism.
So when he's scared or angry, he releases his very own silly string.
Yeah, extremely sticky and smelly string that entangles his predators and allow the cucumber to escape.
A snot-covered body and slimy silly string spewing, is there no end to his talents?
Apparently not. So the sea cucumber's sticky body links him to the feather duster worms with their mucus tubes. And they're linked by slimy bodysuits. Ew.
All right, enough of your sea cucumber obsession. It's time for a reef cap.
It seems that you don't have to go too far to find slime, snot or guts in this ocean. Now, I thought you couldn't beat a snot sleeping bag, but I was so wrong.
The blue-ringed octopus so outgrosses the parrotfish with its deadly toxic saliva.
Luckily, the porcelain crab is not fierce at all. In fact, he likes to boogie with his bogey. It's boogie boogie.
The feather duster worm is just like a feather duster, but comes complete with a slimy feeding pan.
But for one big snot fest, you only have to look at the sea cucumber. He's sticky all over.
So, are you ready for more slime, snot and guts, Gem?
Ooh, bring it on.
Okay.
Who's this cute-looking thing?
Well, I shall give you a clue, Sherlock.
A hare? It looks nothing like one.
Yeah, I know, but it's called that because its ears stick up like a hair. It's related to other slimy wonders like snails and clams.
Aw, just looks like a cute alien to me.
Well, he may look cute, but he has two rather odd slimy skills.
Uh-oh.
He may look like he's innocently sliding along the ocean, but look closely and... Hey, look at that. That is his poo cannon.
Poo cannon?
Yeah, he ejects his poo from his hole on his back. He fires out pellets the size of raisins a couple of times every minute. But that's not all. Here it is again, innocently trotting along the sea floor, just noshing on grass and algae, and voila!
Whoa, he's disappeared in a puff of purple smoke.
Well, he's still there for the moment, but this amazing trick distracts his enemies and so allows him to escape quickly from any creatures eyeing him up for dinner.
Where's he gone?
Wow, now that is cool. So this slimy but cute alien is not what he seems. He can fire poo at random and release stinky ink.
Yeah, his slimy gut antics link him to the sea cucumber, with his silly string spewing bottom. Whoa, watch out, mate. There's a cliff. Oh! No! He's a bit clumsy. Don't these super duper Aussie sea stars have a million zillion feet or something? You'd think they'd have enough to stop him falling.
Not quite a zillion, Barney. More like 20 legs, but they have thousands of feet. So yes, you'd think they'd be able to walk straight. Crown of thorns sea stars are predators. They have deadly poisonous spines and they move by pumping water in and out of many tube-like feet. They often get together in large groups and declare war on all their favourite corals.
Sea stars go to war. Oh yeah.
Oh yes, they're not given thousands of feet for nothing, you know. They feed together on coral colonies where they grip on with their suction caps. Imagine being covered by a giant suckered bath mat. In the centre of their underbelly is a mouth, and inside that is their stomach.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, so I suggest you put a hold on that cereal, Barney.
When they find a tasty coral, they force their stomachs out through their mouths and eat the coral straight off its skeleton.
Yeah, I'm not so hungry anymore. Are you telling me that they spew their guts and then they eat their food before they put it in their mouth?
Yep, that's freaky, all right. And all this is from an animal with no brain.
Huh?
His gut-spewing antics link him to the sea hare with his slimy purple ink bombs.
Connected by slimy juices. Nice. So we've had loads of slime and snot and some really gross guts. Whatever next? Ole! Meet the nudibranchs, or as they're also known, the naked slugs.
I've never seen a slug as colourful as this before.
These are flesh-eating slugs.
Don't be ridiculous, Barney. Slugs don't eat flesh. Do they?
Well, don't worry, they don't touch humans, but they do have a taste for animals that sting, like jellyfish, anemone, and corals, and then they absorb bits of the creature they've eaten to use for their own self-defense.
Hey, Dr. Barnacles, can you explain?
Of course I can, Gemma, yes. Well, for example, if they gulp down a sea anemone, they are able to use the sting of that anemone to protect themselves, or they can borrow toxins from other animals like sponges. All this goes into their slimy coat and makes them taste really, really bad.
Yuck! So despite looking rather pretty, they have a poisonous mucus coat?
Yes, one lick is usually enough to put a passing predator off.
Oh no!
Yeah, and the mucus doesn't just taste bad, does it, Dr. Barnacles? No, that's right, Barney. You see, when these guys get really stressed, they can produce loads of the poisonous snot, which is deadly to other animals.
So the lesson is, don't make a nudie angry or face a poisonous snot attack.
Absolutely. So the crown of thorns use deadly slime to digest its prey, and the nudibranch creates its own poisonous slime jacket. Clever stuff. Okay, who's next?
Now, we all know that the reef has to have coral, and the barrier reef here has the most beautiful coral in the whole wide world. But without the help of mucus, the coral wouldn't look so lovely.
And corals are great big slime fans. Ever wondered why they don't dry out in the scorching hot sun?
Occasionally.
Well, corals produce their own sunblock.
Oh, cool. I wonder if these guys have any spare. I could do with some.
Oh, don't go there. It comes in the form of sticky, smelly mucus.
Ah, snot sunblock, of course. Oh, you can see it glistening. So, like the nudibranch, they rely on mucus to protect themselves.
Spot on.
No, honestly, I will never blow my nose again without marvelling at the superpower of snot.
Barney, it's just a bogey. I know. But this is the ocean world, and to be honest, we both know that it's a little more than bonkers.
Well, let's not argue. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. No, seriously, it's time for a reef cap. First up, he looks like a rhino but feels like blancmange, the slimy, rocking rhinopeus fish.
Linked to the poor baby chromas, whose first proper meal is their parents' snot. Gross!
Not as gross as the cleaner wrasse, who cleans it off anyone who asks. Not my idea of a good job.
The clever clownfishes know that by wrapping themselves in anemone mucus, they can live there sting-free.
It's all right for some. The parrotfish has to spend 30 minutes making a snot cocoon to make sure he's safe from predators.
I'll do that also if it meant I was safe from the blue-ringed octopus, whose spit is deadly enough to kill 26 humans.
Thank goodness for the cute porcelain crab and his silly dance. His mucus hands mean he only has to wave in the air like he just don't care to grab some grub.
Like the funny feather duster worm, the cutest worm I've ever seen, has a fan of slime to eat, but also helps to keep the water clean.
The sea cucumbers are just one big slimy lump. So snotty their food just sticks to them. But sorry, nothing beats a poo cannon.
Not forgetting our only gutsy creature, the crown of thorns, who push their stomachs out of their mouths and feed. That's surely as gross as it gets.
Almost, but deadly poisonous slime comes close. It's no wonder the nudibranch looks so happy.
But there's no one who loves mucus as much as coral. They make their own snot sun lotion.
So that was slime, snot and guts. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go now.
Oh, me too.
Okay, I'll see you later then.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I knew you were gonna do that. See, great minds think alike. So that's the slime and the snot. Where's the guts?